Warm greetings from the University of Jáen in Spain. My name is Marisa Pérez Cañado, and it is an academic and personal privilege to be participating virtually in this roundtable on ongoing professional development. Now, I have been kindly invited by our admired Professor Ancajima to give you my take on this issue in our field. And in doing so, I would like to address two chief questions. First of all, why is ongoing professional development particularly relevant in our field? And secondly, how to go about successfully attaining it. Now, if we begin with the first question, ongoing professional development acquires a particularly sharp relief in our field due to the very nature of our object of study. English is a living language, and as such, it is in constant change, which means that it is incumbent upon us as language teachers to be up to speed with both the language that we teach and the methodology that we employ to teach it. Now, linguistically speaking, authors such as Swan have recently claimed that there has never been a period of such rapid and fundamental change in the English language since the Middle Ages. And this change is particularly felt in terms of lexical innovation. So we have to be familiar with the new language that is cropping up, what I have come to term real English expressions that are actually used for everyday communication. And this often entails having to go beyond the textbook, which might well include stilted or obsolete expressions that are no longer in use. In turn, methodologically speaking, we're also living a time of intense transformation. A series of acronyms are entering the language teaching scene and becoming real buzzwords. Acronyms such as content and language integrated learning, English as a lingua franca, or task-based language teaching, and all of which entail making a considerable shift from teacher-fronted to student-centered methodologies, and with which, again, we need to be up to date. Now, this, of course, begs our second question. How can we successfully step up to ongoing professional development? And here I would like to share with you what we have done on both the linguistic and the methodological planes. Linguistically speaking, how can we be up to speed with the latest English? To begin with, we strongly vouch for contact with native speakers. Face-to-face through what we have come to term coffee and talk sessions, or if this is not possible, asynchronously using new technologies. For example, we set up a telecollaboration experience with a Texan university whereby our students regularly corresponded with the Texan teacher trainee. And as a result, we found that they tended to pick up and use real English idiomatic expressions, such as the ones you have highlighted in yellow on screen. Sitcoms and TV series are another excellent source of updated language, as is the wealth of texts, podcasts, and vodcasts offered by the internet and on which we capitalize on a regular basis. We also recommend and make use of recent bestsellers as a source of real English, particularly those which have become popular movies and which thus allow the comparison of both types of text. Finally, we have found social networks an invaluable means of providing access to recent language. In this sense, we have set up a Real English Expression section on Twitter, to which we would be delighted to have you contribute. In turn, methodologically speaking, I am of the camp that we can foster ongoing professional development through what I have come to term the theory of the three Asians. To begin with, we need to depart from reflection by being up to date and critical with our own teaching practices, which we need to self-assess in order to determine what needs to be rethought, revamped, or tweaked in order to continue improving our language teaching. Investigation, research, should then be the device that drives that reflection. And it should be both top-down and bottom-up. That is, we should be, on the one hand, familiar with research that has been carried out, for instance, by universities on how certain methodologies are playing out. But on the other hand, we should also engage in bottom-up research, classroom-oriented action research, which truly helps practitioners take ownership of these new pedagogies. Finally, the results of that research should be shared. They should be communicated, for instance, through online language teaching platforms such as Lingua Red or Bandelvida, through specialized language teaching journals which are reader-friendly and allow us to be familiar with the latest goings-on in the profession, or by articulating forums such as the present one, through roundtables, seminars, or international conferences which are directly related to language teaching. By the way, I have provided Professor Ankajima with a list of all the resources mentioned in the PowerPoint in case you're interested in checking them out in the future. I warmly encourage you to engage in these 3 Asians in your ongoing professional development and truly hope that we can collaborate in the future while you're doing so, perhaps by welcoming you to our Greta or CEDEL conferences, which will be held here in Spain in October and November. In the meantime, I wish you an extremely successful and stimulating roundtable y le mando un saludo muy afectuoso desde España.